Listen carefully. The biggest challenge men face with women today isn't looks, confidence, or even knowing what to say. The real problem is uncertainty. Uncertainty when she tells you one thing, but lives another. Uncertainty when her affection evaporates overnight. Uncertainty when she's warm in the morning, cold by evening, and unreachable by night. Most men waste years trying to solve that puzzle, as if her contradictions can be untangled with logic. But women aren't built to be decoded like formulas. They are built to be experienced through feeling. If you insist on applying rational analysis to emotional nature, you will always end up lost. The key is not to crack her code. It's to understand the design, the nature of her words. A woman speaks from where she is emotionally, not from where she will be tomorrow. When she says she loves you, that love is genuine in that moment. When she swears she never wants to lose you, she means it in that instant. But the mistake men make is treating those declarations as permanent contracts. They're not. They're emotional truths of the present, not guarantees of the future. So when her behavior changes, men feel betrayed, when in reality, they simply misunderstood the language of emotion. Why men collapse? Most men set themselves up for heartbreak because they try to shadow every emotional twist she takes. She feels distance. They chase harder. She doubts. They over-reassure. She hesitates. They double down. That reactive cycle destroys attraction. Why? Because men are not meant to mimic women's emotions. Men are meant to ground them. Your role is not to surf her tides, but to remain the shoreline. Steady, immovable, something she can crash against without ever shifting you. Why predictability fails? Here's the paradox. Women don't want a man who bends with every mood. They want a man who remains unshaken. The nice guy gets overlooked, not because he's bad, but because he's predictable. His steadiness becomes monotony. He creates comfort, but not emotional gravity. And comfort without polarity eventually becomes boredom. That's why she drifts toward men who create sensation over men who only provide stability. She is not seeking logic. She is chasing feeling. The emotional compass. Understand this. Often, she doesn't even know why she is drifting. She may say, I don't know what's wrong. And she's telling the truth because her emotions don't follow a rational script. If you try to extract clarity with interrogation, you'll only push her further away. You're demanding logic. There is only mood. And moods don't answer questions. They respond to presence. Actions over promises. This is the shift every man must make. Stop believing what she says over time, and start believing what she shows. Her patterns are the truth. If she claims she cares but never makes time, that's the truth. If she insists she's confused yet invests her energy elsewhere, that's the truth. Do not wait for neat explanations or emotional closure. That's how men get strung along. A woman's promises may sound sweet, but her consistency tells you everything. The hidden tests. Every cold shoulder, every delayed reply, every sudden change in tone. These are not random. Consciously or unconsciously, women test. They test for strength. They test to see if you'll fold, if you'll panic, if you'll beg. And when you do, attraction dies. What she is really seeking is not your compliance, but your composure. She wants to feel your frame, your steadiness in the face of chaos. When she senses you cracking, she loses faith in your leadership. Why overexpression? Fails men make the mistake of over-communicating feelings. They think flooding her with affection, confessions, and constant reminders will deepen attraction. But here's the truth. Words only matter once emotions are already engaged. If she isn't emotionally invested, your words are weightless. If she is, your words amplify. So stop trying to create attraction with speeches. attraction is felt in your presence, not your paragraphs. The power of scarcity. Stability without variety creates flatness. If she can predict every move you'll make, she feels no polarity. She must feel that parts of you remain beyond her reach, that your energy is scarce, your attention is valuable, and your world does not revolve around her moods. Scarcity creates respect. Predictability breeds contempt. Clarity through self-mastery. A woman mirrors what you radiate. If you are anxious, she grows colder. If you are centered, she relaxes. If you are lost, she drifts. So the root of her confusion is often your lack of internal command. The man who governs his own emotions cannot be shaken by hers. Clarity doesn't come from understanding women. It comes from mastering yourself. The masculine frame. The truth is harsh. A woman cannot respect the man who needs her more than she needs him. When you orbit her, she resents it. When you abandon your purpose to prioritize her feelings, she may smile in the moment, but over time she feels the burden. She wants to be drawn into your orbit, not to become the center of it. She wants to feel your gravity, not your dependency. Detachment from outcome. Here's the hardest discipline. You must be willing to lose her in order to remain in your power. The moment you fear losing her, you'll start betraying yourself. You'll overgive, overexplain, overcompensate. You'll shapeshift into the man you think she wants. But the man who does not chase, does not plead, does not flinch. That man is never confused. Why? Because her confusion is her journey, not his mission. The final filter. From now on, adopt this filter. If she brings chaos, she doesn't belong. If she creates endless guessing games, she isn't aligned. The right woman may be emotional, but she will be consistent. She may test, but she will also respect. She may shift moods, but she won't create constant disorder. If you feel drained, anxious, or perpetually uncertain, you're not in love. You're in dysfunction. And your energy is too valuable to spend in dysfunction. The masculine stance. From today forward, no more confusion. You do not chase inconsistency. You do not decode silence. You do not beg for clarity. You watch patterns. You lead with presence. You remain emotionally unshaken. Because women are not confusing. What's confusing is trying to squeeze logic out of emotion. What's confusing is mistaking momentary words for lasting commitments. What's confusing is ignoring actions while clinging to promises. But once you see clearly, you stop getting played. You stop overthinking. You stop reacting. And you become what you were meant to be all along. The mountain. Still, steady, unbothered. She may shift like the weather, but you remain the landscape. That is the end of confusion. That is the beginning of clarity.